Diana.
And Teray.
And we're back on Strong Woman 101.
So today we're going to be talking about when to be vulnerable.
Yes. So Teray will speak on the single ladies' standpoint of vulnerability, and I will speak on the married ladies. All right, so Teray's going to start us off.
All right. So before starting on when to be vulnerable, I'm going to start on when not to be vulnerable. So number one, don't be vulnerable if you don't know him. If you don't know this guy or you just met him, don't be vulnerable with him. He doesn't deserve that.
He doesn't.
Exactly.
I feel like you have to think, like, if you don't know him, why give me wrong?
Exactly. Number two, if you know him, but he doesn't know your worth, he doesn't see your worth or recognize it, do not be vulnerable with him. He doesn't deserve, once again, that vulnerability. So now that we laid that out, when to be vulnerable. One, when you are wrong. Now this is a hard one because even me, I know that when I'm wrong and when I recognize that I'm wrong, especially if I'm in an argument with somebody, it's like, oh man, I went this far already and now I recognize that I'm wrong and I have to pull back. So if you're arguing with somebody, as soon as you recognize that you are wrong, hashtag Strong 101,
Gotta give it up.
you gotta give it up. Pull back and say, you know what? You're right. You're right. I was wrong. And this is how I was wrong. Yes, you have to go into how you were wrong.
I feel it in my chest right now. That's
See,
so hard.
it's hard. The second time that it's okay to be vulnerable is when he's wrong, but you value the relationship.
Ooh. I wasn't expecting that.
Exactly. There's always two sides to every story. So there's his side and there's your side.
Look at me.
And it's not it's not always black and white that he's wrong and you're right. He might be more wrong, but you have some wrong in there also.
Yeah.
So at that moment you can say, you know what? I'm gonna see where I was wrong in the situation and say, okay, I'm sorry for where I was wrong. And here's the big one. Don't bring up where he's wrong. Save that for him. It's hard. It's sometimes me even. I just like, I can't. I'm always the queen of but.
Y'all see my face?
I'm sorry, but.
That's crazy.
But.
You can't tell him when he's wrong? He gotta admit it?
I feel like if you really value the relationship, yeah, save it to him.
We can't hint it to him? Like, hey, hey. Just right there.
No, I feel like they won't be as receptive. If you're in an argument, whatever, they're not going to be receptive to themselves being wrong.
Right.
If you're just continue to point fingers at them.
Ooh, can I say something?
Of course you can.
Okay, so me and my baby, right? So we had like a little argument yesterday, right? And so he actually told me, and this is from a man's point of view, he actually told me, when you get on me, I don't listen.
Ooh.
He said that it's only when, you know, like, when we sit down and we have a conversation and we try to like compromise and like talk, that's when I hear you out more. But when you're just like you, he's just like, he shuts. And I'm just like blah, 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 blah.
Exactly. And that's from married folk. Us single folk, we don't have any bind to each other. So they can just go at any point. You can just go at any point. So look, it makes sense.
You see, it makes a lot of sense.
And if you say where you're wrong, that invites the conversation. It goes from argument to conversation.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm bringing a little scenario here. Let's say you're talking to somebody, dating, getting to know them. You know, things are going, it's going good, right? But then things get a little weird all of a sudden. And you're just like, hold up, I don't know what's going on. Where do I stand? I say it's okay to be vulnerable one time.
One time.
Let me explain.
Yes.
You can put yourself out there. Do a little double text or do a little, I really like you. What's going on? Because I want this to continue. Boom. One time.
Only one time. Double text one time. Double text one time.
I mean, it's an example, yes. But yeah, I really like you and I want to know what's going on and you know, I want this to go on one time. So that way, if he feels the same and you know, everything's cleared up and it's all good. But if he doesn't, you could pack up shop and go. You know exactly what's going on after that. It's no longer weird. It's clarified and you can go. and you only look stupid one time, and then you can go, so it doesn't even matter anymore. So me personally, I think it's okay to put yourself out there, take a risk.
One time.
One time. Boom.
Oh,
Exactly.
Gosh, that's okay.
What do you think?
No, I agree. I feel like that's where our pride has to completely be erased.
Yes.
Because to make it so, God forbid, he doesn't like you or he tries to play you.
I've been there, done that. Been there.
And you feel stupid. It's just like, girl. It hurts your soul.
It does. It does.
You know what? It was worth it because then that means that you didn't have to waste your time.
Exactly. No time wasted. And no time sitting there saying, I wonder this, I wonder that, maybe this, maybe that, maybe I could have, maybe I couldn't have. No. Take the risk. One time. So, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Let's say you're talking to someone new, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're exploring a situation. You don't know if this is quite, you know, the person you want to be with, or if, you know, you just don't like them at all, but you're exploring the situation. All right? I think that you should put half of yourself out there. Be half vulnerable, but not too much, because you don't know the person. You don't want to put your all into something and then he's not even worth it. But then some people might say, no, if you're investing yourself into something, if you're, you know, going to something new, put your all into it and see if it works out. But I'm just like, oh. I don't know you. What you talking about? So I'm like, I'll give you half of me.
Yes, yeah. It makes sense. I think it makes sense because I mean,
Okay.
you know what? And I was thinking to myself too. I feel like half is for maybe halfway in a relationship. Cause okay,
Halfway in a relationship.
right? When it's just like, okay, so when you first start talking, right? It's just like a fourth, right? I feel like
Okay.
a half is probably a little bit too much just for someone you just met.
Oh wow, okay.
Right? So maybe give him a fourth because you have to test the waters. So maybe give him like a fourth, and maybe if that little bit of yourself, you know, intrigued him, he gave you a little bit of himself. But then you're like, you know what? Now we're halfway there, where it's just like the halfway mark is just like, okay, I really like this person, might be falling in love, but not there yet.
Are you in a relationship? What you talking about?
Yes.
I'm talking about you talking and dating somebody.
Oh, just like regular?
Yeah, like dating. Not in a relationship yet, but you're dating and it's like, are we going down relationship path?
I don't think we should give half. That's a lot for half.
Whoa. Okay, so half when you're in the relationship.
Yes, because I feel like,
Okay.
God forbid this relationship don't work out. This guy out here, he just know you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just know about you. Like, you know, I feel like when you feel like you want this guy to be your boyfriend, that's when you start giving more. Because then,
So when
half
you
is a
feel like
lot.
that, or when you are in the relationship, because I think that half is good when you're dating, because then he can see half of who you are, which is like, you know, it's a preview of exactly who you are. So he's not getting into a relationship with someone that he doesn't really know. I feel like a fourth is like, you don't really know me like that, but half, you're almost there. No?
we're going to agree to disagree. I feel
Really?
like
You
a fourth.
disagree?
I feel like a fourth. I feel like a half is a lot.
So a fourth isn't like,
Because I feel
you're
like
tricking them?
100% is marriage. I
Okay.
feel like half should be like halfway in a relationship, about to fall in love, but you're thinking, you know what? I'm about to fall in love with this person. Let me give him like, let me be halfway vulnerable because this is about to be like the next step. Love is the next step, you know, before all of that. And I feel like a fourth is just like, okay, we're now starting off. I just met you. Let me test the waters. I feel like half is a lot.
I just feel like if you don't give at least half, how could they fall in love with you for real? Because they don't know you. Like, you can't give a fourth and expect love to come, and then when love comes, you give half. You know?
Okay, what's more than half, guys? I mean, what's more than a fourth?
2/3. Is that
Two-thirds
it?
is more than a half.
Oh, it is.
It is. All right, you know what? You guys
Y'all
tell
join
us.
in.
Yes, tell
Join
us
in.
a fourth, a half. How much vulnerability should we give a guy
When
dating?
dating. Exactly.
Not relationship, not marriage. The beginning, the dating part. How much vulnerability?